What's up, everyone? So it was recently reported that the Knicks could sign Rondo in free agency. According to Legion Hoops, the Knicks will pursue free agent to be an NBA champion Rajon Rondo when free agency begins. Rondo is a two-time NBA champion with the Celtics and the Lakers, and he played a vital role in the Lakers winning the title this year as legitimately the third most valuable player on the team. So should the Knicks be interested in Rondo, and would he even make sense to pick up? We're going to talk about that in this video. But before we continue, if you like videos like this, please like the video and subscribe. This channel just hit a huge milestone by gaining 2,000 subscribers, so I really love and appreciate all the support. Now let's continue. Before we talk about if the Knicks should sign Rondo, let's assess how good he is. For years now, we've been hearing that Rondo is washed, but he always steps his game up in the playoffs and proves that he's a high-quality point guard. On the season, Rondo averaged 7 points and 5 assists a game on pretty poor efficiency and just 20 minutes a game off the bench. He looked pretty mediocre in the regular season, but we all know Rondo at this point of his career isn't about the regular season, he's about the big moments, which is why he's earned the name Playoff Rondo. In this year's playoffs, Rondo averaged 9 points and nearly 7 assists a game while shooting 45% from the field and an extremely impressive 40% from 3. Not only were his numbers better, but he really had big games during pivotal times in the playoffs. In a closeout game against the Heat in Game 6 of the Finals, Rondo had 19 points, 4 assists, and 4 boards on a super efficient 8 of 11 shooting to help the Lakers blow out the Heat and win the NBA championship. In a critical Game 3 against the Rockets, Rondo had 21 points and 9 assists, again on 8 of 11 shooting. He doesn't dominate every night, but the bigger the game, the better Rondo plays, and it's been like that his whole career. Rondo just has the heart of a champion. He was a critical piece for the Lakers because the Lakers aren't a team with much scoring outside their dynamic duo of LeBron and AD. Rondo gave the Lakers another legit scorer and playmaker to keep the Lakers' offense afloat while those two were resting. Rondo can still get into the lane at will, where he's a crafty finisher, thanks to good touch around the rim and incredible arm length. And Rondo still is an incredible playmaker, able to find the open man and give them the ball with pinpoint accuracy. He's also gotten to the point where he's a reliable shooter. Rondo has had an inability to shoot for most of his career, but it looks like his shot has gotten better with age. Teams that dared him to shoot usually ended up quickly regretting that decision. It's safe to say that despite Rondo's mileage at age 34, he's still a quality point guard. So would Rondo make sense on the Knicks? Even at this age, yes. Rondo would help to stabilize the point guard position for the Knicks as they haven't had a good one in years. Rondo is a distributing point guard that still gets to the rim and sets guys up for easy baskets. If you're worried about the fit with RJ, Rondo has become a decent outside shooter, so I believe he's enough of a threat from there where he can spread the floor. Not only did Rondo shoot 40% from 3 in the playoffs, but he shot 35% from 3 for the Lakers last year. Now, one concern Knicks fans may have is that Rondo has historically been ball dominant, but at this point, I believe RJ is better off as a secondary ball handler. RJ had a good rookie year, but he still needs to work on his shooting and efficiency. Playing RJ next to a quality point guard in Rondo could be a nice role for him. I think Rondo also makes sense even if the Knicks draft a point guard. I've been a huge advocate of the Knicks drafting Killian Hayes or Kyra Lewis Jr., but the Knicks could also have interest in drafting guys like Grant Riller or Terrell Terry. If the Knicks draft a point guard, what better player for them to learn from than a Hall of Fame point guard in Rondo? Adding Rondo would not only help the Knicks in the short term, but he could also be useful for player development. I'd also like to add that this could be the least risky way for the Knicks to acquire a solid point guard. Rondo is an unrestricted free agent who isn't going to command a ridiculous amount of money. CP3 has been rumored to the Knicks for months, but that's going to cost the Knicks assets, and he's 35 with a really horrible contract. The best point guard on the free agent market is Fred VanVleet, but signing him could cost the Knicks a massive overpay, which would end up hurting them down the line. It's been reported that getting Fred VanVleet could end up costing anywhere between 25 to 30 million annually. I've noticed that a lot of Knicks fans have been preaching that they don't want to start a rookie point guard and would rather have a veteran. Well, this could be the way for the Knicks to get a veteran point guard while letting a young point guard take a few years to develop. So should the Knicks sign Rondo? If he really is available with free agency, I say yes. But would Rondo actually have interest in the Knicks? That's another story. Unfortunately, I highly doubt that Rondo would have any interest in joining a rebuild. Maybe if he was at the tail end of his career, but at this point, Rondo probably wants to still win titles. He has 2 championships, and winning more would only add to his legacy. Rondo recently said that the reason he signed with the Lakers in the first place because no team is beating him and LeBron 4 times in the playoffs. If anything, that sounds like someone that wants to return to the Lakers in free agency rather than walk. Now, the Lakers will be capped out, so the Knicks could try to offer Rondo a lucrative deal, but I'm not sure if Rondo will choose money over winning at this stage of his career. According to Clutch Points, Rondo has already made over $100 million in his NBA career. Maybe the Knicks can try to give him a 1-year, $15 million deal, like they gave Morris last summer, but I have a feeling he'll take less to re-sign with the Lakers. So, should the Knicks try to sign Rondo? Definitely yes, but I highly doubt he'll come to the Knicks. I think he's more interested in winning championships. And with that said, that's going to be the end of the video. Make sure you like and sub and enjoy the rest of your day.